Once our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam attended a funeral prayer of one of his companions who had passed away. And as the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam advances to lead the prayer in the front and the body is placed in front of him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam raises his hands to honor this deceased with his prayer. Before he could do this, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was interrupted respectfully by one of his noble companions, who is Umar bin Khattab radiyallahu anh. And he says, Ya Rasulullah, la tusalli alayhi fa innahu rajulun fajr. Umar bin Khattab says something very bold. He said, Ya O Prophet of Allah, do not honor this person with your supplications and your blessings and your prayers. Do not pray upon him the funeral prayer, because this person was known to be someone who did not have righteous practice, or was not known to be a very righteous person in public. Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu is no ordinary person. He is a companion and he is Umar bin Khattab. Everything he says has weight. Sallallahu alayhi wasallam said about Umar bin Khattab, Inna al-haqq yajri ala lisani Umar bin Khattab. Truth flows from the tongue of Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu. His words are taken in deep consideration. Sallallahu alayhi wasallam looked at Umar bin Khattab, and then he turned his face in his direction towards everyone that was attending the funeral. And he asked them a very interesting question. He says, فَالْتَفَتَ النَّبِيُّ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمْ إِلَى النَّاسِ. He looked at everyone that was there from the Sahaba. In the Prophet ﷺ, who is mercy to mankind, wanted this opportunity for the forgiveness of his companion, not for this person to miss out on this opportunity of the Prophet's prayer. So he wanted to prove to Umar bin Khattab something. And he asks the community, he inquires from the people, هَلْ رَآهُ أَحَدٌ مِّنْكُمْ عَلَى عَمَلِ الْإِسْلَامِ. Has anyone who's attending the funeral of this person who's being buried right now ever witnessed him do an act of worship or service that comes under the banner of Islam? عَلَى عَمَلِ الْإِسْلَامِ. It doesn't have to be salah or charity, but an act that we can all say this was an act of goodness that is rewarding in Islam. Amal al-Islam. Helping someone, removing someone's difficulty, serving someone. And this question was posed, and one man, not known to the public, his name is not even mentioned in this hadith in Bayhaqi. He stands up, فَقَامَ رَجُلٌ. One man stands up. Name of this Sahabi is not even mentioned in the same hadith. Imagine who Umar is, and then this unknown member of the community is standing against the voice of Umar, and he says, Ya Rasulullah, harasa laylatan fi sabilillah. This person, I remember in secret, he was in security while we were in the path of Allah. Meaning he stood in guard to protect the groups of the Sahaba who were serving in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The warriors of God who were serving in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A great noble act. But it's a secret act that nobody knew about. Neither did he ever talk about. It was something between him and Allah. And one person witnessed his contribution to the message and the beauty of Islam. Sallallahu alayhi wasallam. What does he do? This is where it gets interesting. فَصَلَّى عَلَيْهِ الصَّلَاةِ وَحَثَى عَلَيْهِ التُّرَابِ. Sallallahu alayhi wasallam prayed the funeral prayer upon this person. He led the prayer, prayed for him. And then the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam blessed this deceased with burying him into the earth with his blessed hands and pouring the soil over his body with his blessed hands. Sallallahu alayhi wasallam. This is such a privilege. Sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And then the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam says something which is the highlight of this narration. He says, أَصْحَابُكَ يَظُنُّونَ كَأَنَّكَ مِنْ أَهْلِ النَّارِ وَأَنَا أُشْهِدُكَ أَنَّكَ مِنْ أَهْلِ الْجَنَّةِ. You know, addressing the person that was just buried into the earth. He said, your companions, assume, your companions think that you are a person that deserves the fire of hell, that you are eligible for God's punishment. وَأَنَا, I the messenger of God, testify, you are eligible of paradise. You are worthy of Jannah, that you are heading towards paradise. This is the Prophet's testimony, and everyone else's thought and assumption of this person. Maybe he wasn't a righteous person. أَصْحَابُكَ يَظُنُّونَ كَأَنَّكَ مِنْ أَهْلِ الْجَنَّةِ وَأَنَا أُشْهِدُكَ أَنَّكَ مِنْ وَأَصْحَابُكَ يَظُنُّونَ كَأَنَّكَ مِنْ أَهْلِ النَّارِ وَأَنَا أُشْهِدُكَ أَنَّكَ مِنْ أَهْلِ الْجَنَّةِ. People think you don't deserve paradise. I'm telling you, you are amongst those who will be in paradise. Brothers and sisters and friends, Sometimes there's some pious people or people of the community, we don't see them to be publicly active in service and worship. They have their own private life. They forgive people. They do things that no one knows about. And those are the things that we should search for. And those are the acts that will come to most benefit to us on the Day of Judgment, because those acts have most sincerity, less praise. No one notices and recognizes. And these are the days of Ramadan. In these special days, we should increase our acts that we do in privacy, because many times these are the acts that will cause us salvation and freedom from the fire of Jahannam, because of those simple, sincere acts that no one saw except Allah.